Grand evening, everyone. This is FBA Goddess with your evening Black Media. Okay, it just came out. It just came out across my information that I receive daily, which it states that ex-prosecutor indicted for misconduct in Ahmaud Arbery's death. It says former Georgia prosecutor was indicted Thursday on misconduct charges, alleging she used her position to shield the men who chased and killed Ahmaud Arbery from being charged with crimes immediately after the shootings. A grand jury in coastal Glenn County indicted former Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney Jackie Johnson on a felony count of violating her oath of office and hindering a law enforcement officer, a misdemeanor, which I think that should be a felony. I don't know how you could say that that's a misdemeanor when someone's life was taken. But we already know that when you have the color for the protection, or the complexion for the protection, rather, you see how things go with them, what charges they get, the little slap on the hand. The indictment resulted from an investigation Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr requested last year, and local prosecutors' handling of Arbery's slaying after a cell phone video of the shooting and a delay in charges sparked a national outcry. So we see why there was a delay, because we had a prosecutor that was helping the delay. All right. And while an indictment was returned today, our file is not closed, and we will continue to investigate in order to pursue justice, Carr, a Republican, said in a statement. Arbery was killed February 23, 2020, after a white father and son, Greg Travis McMichael, armed themselves and pursued the 25-year-old black man in a pickup truck after spotting him running in their neighborhood outside the coastal city of Brunswick, about 70 miles south of Savannah. A neighbor, William Roddy Bryan, joined the chase and took cell phone video of Travis McMichael shooting Arbery at close range with a shotgun. The McMichaels said they believe Arbery was a burglar and that he was shot after attacking Travis McMichael. Well, as you saw the video did not state that. It showed them hunting him down. It also showed the guy that they were just speaking about that was filming it, cocking his gun. You can hear it in the video. So all of this lie that they're telling, they need to go somewhere with that. All right, so police did not charge any of them immediately following the shooting, as we already know, because the prosecutor helped them hide it. And the McMichaels and Bryan remained free for more than 2 months until the cell phone video of the shooting was leaked online, and Governor Brian Kemp asked the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to take over the case. Both McMichaels and Bryan were charged with murder and other crimes in May 2020 and faced trial this fall. Prosecutors say Arbery was merely jogging in their neighborhood and was unarmed when Travis McMichael shot him. They say there is no evidence Arbery had committed a crime. Greg McMichael had worked as an investigator in Johnson's office, having retired in 2019. Evidence introduced in pretrial hearings in the murder case shows he called Johnson's cell phone and left a voice message soon after the shooting occurred, so he was trying to cover his tracks. Jackie, this is Greg, he said, according to a recording of the call included in the public case file. Could you call me as soon as possibly can? Which, that doesn't make sense. I'm sure it should say as soon as you possibly can. My son and I have been involved in a shooting, and I need some advice right away. A record of Greg McMichael's cell phone calls that day does not show that Johnson called him back. The indictment says Johnson showed favor and affection towards Greg McMichael in the investigation and interfered with police officers at the scene by directing that Travis McMichael should not be placed under arrest. Do you see that? They are, this right here showing you what they do. Showing you what they do. Johnson did not immediately return a phone message seeking comment Thursday afternoon. She has previously insisted she did nothing wrong, saying she immediately recused herself from case because Greg McMichael was a former employee. I'm confident that when the truth finally comes out on that, People understand our office did what it had to under the circumstances, Johnson told the Associated Press in November after she lost her reelection. Lee Merritt, an attorney for Arbery's mother, which we already know who Lee Merritt is, the eulogy chaser. I definitely wish people would stop using him and Crump because they are eulogy chasers and all they want to do is get the money and have you to forgive for the death of your loved one. So I don't understand why you would do that. I'm not going to forgive anybody that shot down my loved one for some money. I'm not going to do that. Now, if you're going to pay me, okay, but I'm not going to forgive you, but just to receive some money. So Lee Merritt or Benjamin Crump, neither one of them will be representing anything for me if I were in their shoes, which I'm thankfully not. And I pray the Most High that he covers each and every one of my family members and my sons especially. All right, back to this. Lee Merritt, an attorney for Arbery's mother, said in a statement Thursday that prosecutors must be held accountable when they interfere with investigators in order to protect friends and law enforcement. Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, posted her reaction on Facebook. Former DA Jackie Johnson indicted, "Justice for my baby." In his call for an investigation into prosecutorial misconduct, Carr asked the GBI not only to investigate Johnson's actions related to the killing, but also those of Waycross Judicial Circuit District Attorney George Barnhill. No charges have been announced against Barnhill. After the shooting, Johnson called Barnhill to handle questions from police about how to handle the shooting. Carr ended up appointing Barnhill to take over on February 27, 4 days after the shooting. In his letter ordering an investigation last May, Carr said he was never told that Barnhill had already advised police that he did not see grounds for the arrest of any of the individuals involved in Mr. Arbery's death. Such a shame. Barnhill later recused himself as well after Arbery's family learned his son worked for Johnson as an assistant prosecutor. But before he stepped aside, Barnhill wrote a letter to a Glenn County police captain saying the McMichaels were following in hot pursuit a burglary suspect with a solid first-hand probable cause in their neighborhood and telling him to stop. It appears their intent was to stop and hold this criminal suspect until law enforcement arrived. Under Georgia law, this is perfectly legal, Barnhill advised in the letter, referencing Georgia's Civil War era citizen arrest statute, which all of this is bull crap. They know it's bull crap, and this happens every single day across the United States, and this is what happens with law enforcement, why nothing ever changes, nothing ever happens with the law enforcement, because they have people in the court system, which we already knew anyway, but this right here in writing shows you that what we were saying was true. All right, that law it repealed in May 2021 with overwhelming support from Republicans and Democrats as a reaction to Arbery's death. Johnson told the AP in May 2020 the Glenn County Police contacted two of her assistant prosecutors on the day of the shooting. She said it was the officers who represented it as burglary case with a self-defense issue. Our office could not advise or assist, our office could not advise or assist them because of our obvious conflict, Johnson said. Johnson blamed the controversy over Arbery's death for her election defeat last year after a decade as top prosecutor for the 5-county circuit in southeast Georgia. She was the top prosecutor because she was doing underhanded stuff, taking care of her good old boys, making sure she give them a pat on the back for all the mess that has been done. And they need to go back years. As long as she's been in office, they need to go back and look at all her cases and pull them and see about deaths and everything that happened on her watch and go back and look and find out to see what happened, because I'm sure there's a lot more cases that need to be brought to the forefront, and she needs to go to prison. She was defeated by independent candidate Keith Higgins, who had to collect thousands of signatures to get on the ballot. All right, so there you have it, which is showing, as they said in the beginning, as I said, that it shows that the ex-prosecutor has been indicted for misconduct in the Arbery Ahmaud Arbery death. And I just read to you what happened in that. And as I said, also, this prosecutor needs to have all of her cases as since she was a top, as she said, prosecutor. She needs all of her cases looked at. Anybody that she had any hand in on doing anything with, all of those cases need to be looked at, because if she did this with this case, I can just imagine what she did to the rest. She needs to go to prison right away, and do not pass go straight to prison for you, Mrs. Johnson. Jackie Johnson, the felonies are awaiting you. You need all felonies, and you need to not ever get out.